Hey guys, I was contacted by a company called Mosonth, I believe that's how you pronounce it, to try out this pet heating pad. And so I have got it in front of me. I just took it out of the box and it's got a nice waterproof exterior on it. It's kind of like a nose, feels like a no slip texture right there. And it's got some nice features on it. It has this anti-bite cord protector on it, and it wraps around kind of like a spiral notebook kind of, and it does look like you can take this off if you don't like it for any reason. It has some settings on it that I'll go over once I start using it, and it comes with this really nice kind of like a minky textured pad cover that goes over it, so you can take that off and wash it. So I don't have any kittens right now. What I'd like to do is test this out for a few days. I'm going to use it myself. I'm going to let the cats use it, the family cats use it. So you'll get a dose of Jolly and Chandler probably in a little while, and see what they think about it. I'm going to test it out and make sure that it's got a nice consistent heat all over it. Make sure there aren't any weird hot spots that you sometimes get with heating pads, that kind of thing. And I will check back in with you in a few days. Okay, so right off you can see that this anti-bite cord protector can come in really handy for these pet heating pads. It's not really something I ever thought to even look for in a heating pad, but it's definitely helpful, especially with the tiny baby kitties that are just learning how to play and chew on stuff. It's coming in handy. And as I said before, it does look like you can take this off if you don't like it. Okay, let's start with the controller on it. It has a power button. It's really easy to push on and off, so if you have any issues like arthritis or anything like that, it should be very easy to control for you. Right away, one of the issues that I've had is that it measures the degrees in Celsius, and I'm in the States and I don't do Celsius, I do degrees. So that was a little bit of a learning curve for me. It has two buttons right here. One function is the heat, and it goes up in 3 degrees Celsius increments, and it goes all the way up to 52, I believe. No, 55. Yeah, 55 is the highest setting. That is pretty warm. I used this heating pad myself for a few days to test it out, and on the highest setting I did not get hot. It was nice and pleasantly warm, but it wasn't really hot. The other setting on here is the timer feature. It starts at 2 hours and it goes up to 12 hours. The little model is all ready to show this off for us. So as you can see, the cats like it. I like the cover. It has a zipper over here. You can see it has a spot for the cord to come out and everything. I really like how soft the cover is. It's very comfortable. The zipper makes it very easy to take off the cover to wash it, which is really great with kittens that are coming up and learning how to use the potty and everything, because there's going to be a lot of accidents. So I'm going to unzip this real quick. Just real quick, I wanted to show you one of the things that I'm not crazy about is that it does not unzip all the way over. So you have to kind of fold the heating pad over to get it out through that opening like this. What are you doing, silly boy? Sorry, fishy. Let me borrow this just for a minute. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of a waterproof test real quick. A little bit onto it. It's nice and waterproof on this side. Wipes up really easy. Turn it over and try this side. This side looks like it's kind of got these little tiny, the little rubbery bump things to give a little bit of traction if you're not using the cover on it. And that is also waterproof. That's not soaking in. Let me wipe that off and see if it still feels wet. Nope, It's good. Nice and waterproof on both sides. You can see the clamp here where the cord goes in, it's reinforced on both sides to help ensure that the cats can't, or dogs can't, pull the cord out really easily. So that's nice. The heating coil in this heating pad is only in the center of the mat, and this is supposed to help ensure that the pet does not get overheated. So that's nice for older pets, but I tend to take in a lot of bottle babies, and they're still learning how to, you know, find their way around to the source of heat. So for my kittens, I will still need to use one of the other heating pads for the baby kittens, I mean. For the older kittens, though, it will be great for them. I can leave it out just on the floor for them or put it in a bed, and they'll love that. So I put the cover back on so that the babies could have some fun with it while we talk. The cats really do love it. Like I said, I've been using it for the last couple weeks. I got sick, so I took a little more time to get to know this thing than I had intended before making the video. But it did give me more time with it. Chandler likes the instruction manual. A+ rating on the paper. So, like I said, this thing does get pretty warm. I think that the conversion is 86 degrees Fahrenheit to, I believe it's 131. I'm going to go take you through the settings again. So there are 8 temperature settings available and 6 time settings. And as I said, it starts at 30 degrees Celsius, which I said I think it converts to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it goes all the way in 3-degree increments. It goes up to 55 degrees Celsius, which I believe converts to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the temperature settings. And then it just goes, you can't go up and down. You can't go back to 52 from here. That's one of the things that I don't like about it. But like I said, these buttons push very easily. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have some pain in my hands. So when I say they're easy to push, you can believe me with that. You have to go cycle all the way through again, and then it will take you back to 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The timer setting, it goes in 2-hour increments starting at 2 hours and then goes up to a 12-hour increment. And I have paid attention to the timer settings to make sure that it goes off when it's supposed to with different time settings. I started with the 2-hour and then I did a 4-hour, etc. And it does go off when it's supposed to. So the one thing that I don't like about the timer setting is hi gravy cakes. The one thing I don't like about the timer setting is with the tiny babies that I tend to take in, the bottle babies, they need continuous heat 24/7 because they cannot regulate their own body temperature. So I tend to buy heating pads for them that do not have an auto shut off. And really, it's not a big deal. It's just a personal preference for me. That way I am a little more confident that I'm not going to accidentally forget to turn it back on when it shuts off, because the heat with bottle babies, it's just such an important thing. If they get cold, they can go downhill very, very quickly. So that's why I prefer no auto shut off with the bottle babies. But as I said, with the older kittens, probably like 3 weeks on, this would be great for them. They'll be able to move on and off of the hotter parts of the pad. As I said, it gets warm from the center out. That's kind of a toss-up for me. I know that our cats, we have some heated K&H beds that have the heating coil more towards the middle of the bed so that it kind of radiates outward and it's not a steady heat, a steady, consistent heat all over the bed. And I know that our cats don't gravitate towards those. Our family cats or the kittens don't seem to gravitate towards them. They tend to prefer the beds that we put out with the heating pads that cover, the heating coils cover the whole heating pad, and the heat is evenly distributed through the whole pad. But again, I mean, you see Gravy, she's chilling in here, she's loving it, and she's really happy with it. I'm going to turn the heat up for her a little bit because it's not super warm. There you go, pretty girl. Hi. So let's go over some of the specs on this thing. I was right. It is 86 degrees to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. It's got the measurements here. They've got a handy little conversion chart for you so that you can go from centimeters to inches. I'm in the States, like I said, so I go by the inches. It's almost 20 inches by 20 inches, so it's a good size. It's a very nice size. This is a really big bed. Actually, you guys, this is not a bed. This is a corner litter box that we got for the iris cage, but when it was shipped to us, it had a crack in it. And so we didn't use it right away. We were going to exchange it and kind of set it off to the side with no litter in it, obviously, and the cat started sleeping in it. So I was just like, okay, cool, you do you, boo, and you know, just kind of set it up as a bed. But anyway, so this is a big bed and it completely fills it up. So this is a really nice sized heating pad, and the cord is nice and long. There's Fishy. Wow. Well, she's like, this is my heating pad. And Gravy likes it. So one thing to note about the cord is that the anti-bite thing is only between the heating pad and the little controller part, which that's going to be the part closest to the animal, so there's not a whole lot of concern about that. The part that is going to be exposed there is going to be near all of the older kittens and cats in the house, so I'm not too concerned about that, but it's just something to note. Another thing I want to mention is that Mosonth offers a 12-month guarantee, and so if you have any trouble, you can contact them and they will provide you with a replacement, and that's really, really nice. The people that I've been in contact with from the company have been extremely helpful. They've been really quick to answer my questions and get back to me. It's been very nice. I've had a really pleasant experience with them. So overall, we are really happy with this heating pad. Just real quick, I'm going to go back over the things that I really love and the things that I'm not crazy about. I really like the cover. It's so soft. It's a really smooth, fleecy, minky thing, as I mentioned earlier in the video. I like that it comes off to clean it. That's super helpful with kittens that are learning to not pee everywhere. I like the anti-bite cord for the babies because that is something that I'm always a little bit concerned about, and I usually have to try to kind of hide the cord from them, but I wouldn't have to do that with this with them. I like all of the different heat settings on the controller. I'm not crazy about the fact that it shuts off by itself, although for a lot of people that's going to be a huge feature for them. So that's going to be a personal preference thing. For the older cats and kittens in the house, that'll be great. I'm not crazy about the Celsius because I'm a spoiled American that has not had to learn Celsius conversions to Fahrenheit or anything like that. So that's kind of an issue for me personally. I like the controller on it. I like how easy it is to push the buttons. I really like that my baby boy likes it. Yeah, I do. He's so squishy, you guys. I wish that you could just squish his little belly because he's just so squishy. The heating pad cover, again, I kind of wish that it unzipped the full length because it's just, it would make it a little easier to put it into the case. But again, that's not a deal breaker for me. The two materials on both sides of it, I really like those because they're kind of fabricy and they're just not, I just feel like they're going to last longer. One of the big problems that I have with the, I think it's Sunbeam is the brand that I usually buy for kitten stuff. And again, do you see this? I never realized how helpful this cord protector is. Sunbeam. I believe that's the brand I buy for the heating pads that I use for the kittens. The biggest problem I've had with those is that the vinyl stuff breaks very easily and cracks, and that's usually why I have to replace those. So I really like the material that is on the heating pad itself underneath the cover. I like that a lot. I like the clamp part there that reinforces where the cord goes into the heating pad, because that's another thing that I've had issues with the other heating pads when I have to replace them, is the cord kind of breaking off from the heating pad itself. So that's pretty spiffy. So my final verdict here with this is I would definitely recommend this heating pad. There are going to be some instances where you would be better with one of the other heating pads that I use, like the Sunbeam, so that it doesn't turn off by itself. But this is going to work so well for so many different situations, so many different stages of kittenhood that we have, the cats, our foster cats with us, and even the adult cats. The adult cats are going to love this. So for tiny babies, I would not recommend it. For the older kittens and cats, definitely. Like, we do like it. We like it a lot. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to put some links down below for you, and if you have any questions about it, just let me know.